The secret to winning at life and work is not hidden in some distant land. It is not locked in a vault that only a chosen few can access. It is buried deep inside of you. The truth is, everything you need to rise, to overcome, to prosper, to flourish, has already been placed in your spirit. You don't have to wait for someone to hand you permission. You don't have to sit around until life decides to favor you. Favor comes when you recognize the seed inside you, and you water it with discipline. You nurture it with vision, and you protect it with perseverance. Winning is not an accident, it's not luck. Winning is intentional. Winning requires a mindset that refuses to bow down to mediocrity. If you want to win at life, you must silence the voices that tell you you're not enough, that whisper you don't have what it takes, that remind you of your past failures, because the only thing more dangerous than your enemy is your own doubt. You cannot defeat an enemy on the outside if the enemy within has already conquered you. The greatest victories are not fought in boardrooms or battlefields, they are fought in the chambers of the mind. The secret is not just about working harder, it's about working wiser. Life will not reward you just for being busy, it rewards you for being effective. You can run fast in the wrong direction and still end up nowhere. But when you align your effort with purpose, when your energy matches your destiny, then doors begin to open. Winning at work is not just about showing up on time, it is about showing up with excellence, showing up with creativity, showing up with resilience. Work becomes worship when you pour yourself into it with integrity and passion, not just for a paycheck, but for a purpose that is bigger than you. Let me tell you, the reason so many people lose is not because they are incapable. It is because they quit too soon. They let temporary setbacks convince them that the race is over. They confuse delay with denial. But the truth is, every season of waiting is preparing you for the weight of what's coming. Diamonds are formed under pressure, gold is purified by fire, and champions are forged through challenges. The secret is not in avoiding struggle. The secret is learning how to turn struggle into strength. If you want to win at life and work, you must surround yourself with the right voices. You cannot win hanging around losers. You cannot soar walking with people who are content to crawl. You need people who challenge you, who stretch you, who make you uncomfortable enough to grow. Your environment will either fuel your fire or extinguish it. Choose carefully, because the voices you listen to will shape the choices you make. And above all, you must understand this. Winning is not a destination, it is a journey. It is not a trophy you put on a shelf. It is a lifestyle you choose every single day. You win every time you push past your fears. You win every time you show up when quitting would have been easier. You win every time you decide to stay faithful to the process, even when the promise seems far away. The secret is this. Winning is not about beating others. It is about becoming the best version of yourself. The secret to winning at life and work is not a formula written in some textbook. It is not a secret code passed only to the privileged. It is a truth that lives inside of you. Deep within your being there is potential, there is capacity, there is greatness waiting to be awakened. The problem is not that you don't have what it takes. The problem is that you don't always recognize it. Too often, people live beneath their calling, trapped by self-doubt, limited by the voices of others, paralyzed by the memory of past failures. Yet the truth is, life and work reward the ones who dare to see beyond their present circumstances, who dare to believe that their destiny is greater than their difficulty. Winning does not start with what you have in your hands. It starts with what you carry in your mind and your heart. You see, winning requires intentionality. Nothing in life or work changes until you decide it will change. Success is not stumbled upon. It is chosen, cultivated, and pursued. Many people live busy but never productive, exhausted but never effective, because they confuse motion with progress. You can be running at full speed and still be headed in the wrong direction. Winning is not about how fast you move, but about whether you are moving toward the right goal. That is why vision matters. Without vision, Effort is wasted, passion is scattered, and time is lost. But when vision becomes clear, focus sharpens, and suddenly every step, every decision, every effort begins to align with where you are destined to go. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It is not enough to dream. It is not enough to desire. You must be willing to do the daily work, the unseen grind, the small decisions that build momentum over time. Too many people want the trophy, but do not want the training. They want the reward, but not the responsibility. They want the recognition without the resilience it takes to keep going when no one is applauding. But winning is not for the faint of heart. Winning belongs to those who are willing to be consistent when it's uncomfortable, to be faithful when it's frustrating, to be relentless when it looks impossible. And let us not forget the importance of mindset. The greatest battles are not waged in offices or on fields. They are fought in the mind. If you think you cannot win, you are defeated before you begin. If you allow fear to speak louder than faith, you will shrink back from opportunities that were designed for you. Winning requires courage, not because the path is easy, but because the path will test you. There will be failures, there will be delays, there will be moments when nothing makes sense. But the secret is to keep moving anyway, to refuse to let setbacks define you, to understand that the very pressure trying to break you is the same pressure shaping you into who you were created to be. Winning at life and work demands that you understand that your surroundings play a role in shaping who you become. You cannot rise if you are surrounded by voices that constantly pull you down. If you keep entertaining negativity, it will contaminate your vision, and before long, you will begin to believe what others say about you more than what you know to be true about yourself. To win, you must be intentional about your environment. You must seek out voices that challenge you, that push you higher, that remind you of your potential when you are tempted to forget. Winning is not done in isolation. It requires alignment with the right people, people who see your future even when you are blinded by your present. But even with the right people, you cannot depend solely on them. At the end of the day, winning requires personal accountability. Nobody can run your race for you. Nobody can carry your cross for you. You have to take ownership of your decisions, your habits, and your effort. Too many people live life waiting for someone to rescue them, waiting for an opportunity to appear, waiting for the perfect moment to act. The truth is, there will never be a perfect moment. The secret is to start with what you have, to use what is in your hand, and to trust that consistency will multiply the little into much. Small beginnings are not a sign of insignificance. They are the foundation of greatness. Another secret to winning is learning to embrace failure as part of the process. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is the classroom of success. Every setback teaches you something that success cannot. If you allow failure to define you, you will stop before your breakthrough comes. But if you see failure as feedback, you can adjust, grow, and come back stronger. Every champion has scars, every leader has losses, every visionary has endured rejection. What separates winners from the rest is not that they never fall, but that they refuse to stay down. The resilience to rise again, the determination to try one more time, the courage to learn from mistakes. That is what produces victory. Winning also requires the ability to balance patience with persistence. There will be seasons where it looks like nothing is working, where doors remain closed, where progress feels painfully slow. These seasons are not meant to discourage you. They are meant to prepare you. If everything came instantly, you would not have the character to sustain it. Waiting seasons refine you. They teach you humility. They strengthen your endurance, and they remind you that real growth takes time. Patience keeps you steady when results are delayed, while persistence keeps you moving when you feel weary. It is this combination that transforms potential into performance. And finally, to win at life and work, you must redefine what winning truly means. Winning is not simply about titles, trophies, or the applause of others. If your definition of success depends only on what people say about you, you will live in constant slavery to their opinions. True winning is measured by growth, by impact, by the difference you make, and by the peace you carry within. It is about knowing you gave your best, knowing you stayed faithful to the vision, knowing you refused to let life break your spirit. Winning is becoming who you were designed to be, not settling for who circumstances tried to make you. The secret to winning at life and work is found in consistency, in the daily grind that most people overlook because it doesn't look glamorous. It's in the early mornings when no one is watching. It's in the late nights when nobody is clapping. It's in the discipline of doing what you said you would do long after the excitement has worn off. Anyone can start strong, but it is those who remain steadfast when the fire dies down who cross the finish line. Consistency is the silent force that builds momentum, and momentum is what separates those who wish from those who win. The truth is, greatness is rarely born in the spotlight. It is shaped in the shadows, in the unseen hours of preparation, in the sacrifices that go unnoticed, in the choices that require you to deny comfort in order to embrace calling. Winning at life and work also requires adaptability. Life will not always unfold according to your plan. Work will not always reward you in the time you expect. Circumstances shift, people change, opportunities come and go. If you are too rigid, you will break under the weight of unexpected change. But if you are flexible, you will bend without losing your strength. You will adjust without losing your vision. Adaptability allows you to see setbacks not as endings, but as redirections. What looks like rejection is often protection. What feels like loss may be leading to gain. What seems like a closed door might be saving you for the right one. Winners do not waste time mourning doors that close. They prepare themselves for the doors that will open. Another element of winning is integrity. You cannot build lasting success on dishonesty or shortcuts. You might get ahead for a moment, but the foundation will crumble beneath you if it is not rooted in truth. Integrity is doing the right thing even when it costs you, even when nobody sees it, even when it feels inconvenient. At work, integrity builds trust, and trust is more valuable than talent. In life, integrity shapes character, and character is what sustains you when the applause fades. Winning without integrity is not winning at all, because what you gain externally will be lost internally. True victory comes when your success matches your values, when your external progress reflects your internal growth. Winning also requires hunger, not the kind of hunger that is greedy or desperate, but the hunger that refuses to settle for less than what you were created for. Hunger pushes you to keep striving, to keep learning, to keep growing. It is the drive that keeps you pressing forward even after you have achieved what others might call success. Hunger prevents complacency from taking root. It keeps you awake to the possibilities. It keeps you alert to the opportunities. It keeps you alive to the vision that still burns within you. Without hunger, talent stagnates. Without hunger, potential lies dormant. But with hunger, even the ordinary becomes extraordinary, because hunger fuels perseverance, and perseverance produces results.